another edition. More to live for. I'm the voice of the North, man. We got another special edition, man, of Live from the Belly of the Beast, man. Where we're gonna take a different spin with this one, man. We got the homie Doelow the Truth, man. We'll let him introduce himself, man, tell you a little bit about him, man. Then we're gonna dive right into it, man, what this special occasion is or whatever. Let's get it together. So what's good with you, homie?
Man, what's good, big homie?
Man, I can't call it, man. Make me happy.
Man, what's good, everybody? You know, this is your boy Doelow the Truth, man. You know, back with another edition, man. Shouts out to More to Live for, man.
Oh yeah. Definitely appreciate that, man. So if you could, man, like I had a lot of people, from around my way, man, in my circle, you know what I mean? People, even people that I don't know that came back on past videos or whatever. So if you could kind of like, you know what I mean, if it ain't no problem with, you know what I mean, with on your behalf or with, you know what I mean, with any other person that was involved with it, if you could kind of like give us the full story of, you know what I mean, how you got to where you at, whatever.
Well, you know, I mean, I've been down since 2010. And, you know, see, back then I ain't have no guidance, no type of understanding or nothing. And I feel like me being in the streets, I just had to, you know, get how you live sometimes, you know. So,
right.
For me couldn't get a job and nobody to provide for me. So the next best thing that I knew was robbing. You feel me?
Right.
So the first time I did it, I got away with it, got a little money. So, you know, I got away with it. I'm like, oh, man, I'm good at this. I think I know how to do it. Did it again, got away again. Oh, yeah, I got this down pat. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, eventually, though, when you're doing mischief like that, they're going to catch up to you. And that's what really happened. You know, me and a dude got into it, and I went later on to rob him. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened, though, that night, same night that I robbed dude, was another guy in my same city got robbed, but he ended up getting killed. So, the dude I robbed called the police on me. And when I finally did get locked up, they was questioning me about the murder, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, they was questioning me about the murder or whatever. And, you know, I was in the county jail for probably like 2 months. And one of my charge pointers got caught. And once he got caught, you know, he started singing or whatever. And he started putting the murder charge off on me. Like, yeah, I was with him, you know what I'm saying? I did this, I did this. Then they caught murder charge for me. They were saying different stories, but basically most of them all along was saying that like I was the one that killed dude, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I ended up with the warrant robbery charge and the murder charge. You know, fast forward, you know, with the court issues and all that. My charge point, they copped out to lesser time. You know, me, I wasn't copping out because I was like, man, I ain't killed nobody.
Right.
You know, I was 19 years old. I didn't know too much about the law. Then I had a court-appointed lawyer. And those that don't know what a court-appointed lawyer is about, it's about just getting a conviction. They not trying to help you or nothing.
Right.
So he come to me, my court-appointed lawyer come to me, like, what's the most time you can do? So me doing my little research, I was like, well, look, I see I ain't finna get out of this. This is what I'm gonna do. He said he's gonna go somewhere to open plea. Me not fully knowing what an open plea was at the time, but it sounded better than what they was talking about. They were coming to me with 45 years, you know what I'm saying? Then they came to me with 40 years, you know, but 45 years, 25 of the years would be mandatory. I had to do 25 years off. 40 years, I had to do 20 years, so they ain't gonna really drop 5 years off. I was like, hell nah. So I told him, I said, well, look, see if you can give me 30. 20, manslaughter, 10 armed robbery. And with that rank and current, I just had to do 10 years. Right. I was like, I can do 10 years. Anyway, I went to court, and that ain't what happened. When I went to court, the judge agreed with it. He gave me the 10 years for armed robbery, but he didn't give me 20 years manslaughter. I ended up getting a life sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And then see, at the time, I think it was one interview we had about my first book, Know Thyself. You know, I had put in there about educating myself, you know what I'm saying? How they played a major affected my life because at the time I didn't know how to read that good. I remember the lawyer coming to me, you know what I'm saying, with the plea agreement. But while I'm reading it, it's not just written out how we talk. It's written out in legal terms and words and stuff like that I didn't understand. So I had him to read it. And he told me like the time. He didn't tell me the time. He didn't tell me it was like in 10 years. He told me it was this exact words. He said, you got 10 years. They granted you 10 years, but it's not manslaughter no more, it's murder. But me not knowing that the statutes are different. So, I signed, and actually I signed for that life sentence. Legally, I signed for that life sentence thinking that I was under the impression that I was signed up for 30 years. So that's how I ended up in my situation. My chalk pointers, they go home. They don't do their time, they go home. You know what I'm saying? I'm still in here fighting for it, you know what I'm saying?
That was gonna be my next question. So your crimees, man, your co-defendants, like even though, like, as you said, man, they went state on you. So with them doing that, how much time did they end up receiving?
One, he got like 15, but he did like 10. And the other one, he did like 9. They went to the house. Then I got another one. Though, but he finna go home. But he ain't home. I think he got like a couple more months.
Oh man! All right.
So it really four of us on one show.
So something else I want to talk about, man, kind of ties into that, man. Like looking at you now, man, like, you know what I mean, like the health that you in. And recently, I seen a project that you put together where you were kind of showing some different images of you, mainly like at the beginning of your bid or whatever. So, me and you had a conversation, and we was kind of talking about how mental health really plays a part in it in everyday life, man, and you can be affected by things and not even realize it because it don't have a name for it. So, what I kind of want to know, if you could share, like, how you felt, man, like being that young, knowing that you got a life sentence.
Yeah, I'm gonna be all the way honest, man. Like when the judge told me, man, at the time I didn't know what to feel. Like I felt every emotion I could probably feel. I felt angry, sad, shocked, and then like it felt like it wasn't real, man. It felt like a movie, we see the movie, the guy get the light sentence, the guy get the time and stuff like that. It was crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, but it didn't. Then me being young, and, I was like, damn, man, like my life over with. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I got, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never been to prison before. This is my first time. I never been to juvie. I never been arrested. I never been pulled over by the police. Nothing. Like this is my first time. First time. So everything was a new experience.
All right, I definitely appreciate you for sharing that, man. So having that state of mind, man, like thinking that your life was over, man. That like at the beginning of your bid, do you consider yourself like to been like, always in trouble or whatever? Like just having that, that frame of mind, like you said, thinking that your life is over. You got this life sentence.
Oh yeah, like when I first came in, like, and then like while I was going through the process, like I was listening to people that done been to prison, like it was like their third time, their second rodeo. So I wasn't friendly with nobody. I wasn't asking no questions and nothing because I didn't want nobody to flash out. Only thing I'm thinking about prison is what I seen in movies. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how to approach people. I don't know. I know before I came to prison, my stepdad and my mom's husband told me, like, look, get to prison. If it don't pertain to you, like don't get in mind your business. If they ain't messing with you, don't say nothing, don't, you know what I'm saying? That's how it was. But I knew I couldn't be a chump. So I'm just gonna stay to myself. If any confrontation comes, I'm gonna give them all I got. You know what I'm saying? That's how I thought prison ran. So you know, I used to hear guys in the older cell going through process and they like, you know, it's pretty straight. Like it was just, you know what I'm saying, just go through it, one just like bad. But till I got to the actual prison I was gonna be in, and they was like, oh man, I gotta get my war face on, I gotta get me a knife, I gotta do this, and I gotta do this, I gotta get with my brothers, I gotta do this. I'm like, what the fuck, where am I at? You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, so I say when I went to my zone, keep in mind I'm like 21 now. I went to my zone, I was on my zone like 5 minutes. The case manager called me out. So, you know, she went on my name and stuff. She was like, well, look, I see that I see in the computer that you're against the site. So at the time I was like, no, I'm not. And she's like, well, they got you listed in the computer, so our records, that's what you is. She's like, I'm gonna tell you like this. She's like, when you go to the zone, so I'm gonna use this for instance. If you go to the zone and you get into it with another gangster or a vice lord, you get into it with anybody, let's say they run in your cell and take your stuff and you beat them up or whatever, you going to lockdown and you going to see custody. That's you know what I'm saying, red and white, that's lockdown. I said, so I'm going to see custody if somebody come to my cell trying to do me harm? She's like, yeah, because your points are so high, your charge, and how young you is. So I'm like, well, I know ain't nobody gonna mess with me because I don't know nobody. I'm just gonna go straight to my cell and chill. So when I get back, same thing she said was gonna happen, it happened. But they didn't run in there. They didn't run in there while I was there. You know, I went on the yard. When I came back in, all my stuff was gone. And I ended up finding out who did it. But I'm keeping in my head like what she said. I don't want to go to lockdown. I just gave it free. But at the same time, I'm thinking like I can't let nobody take me from me because I got a license to do it in prison.
Right.
So, you know, we ended up getting to the altercation or whatever. Yeah, man. I tell them hold up. I tell them hold up. Oh yeah. So you know we got to altercation. I ended up going to lockdown or whatever. But see, like to answer your question, when I first came in, that was my mind frame. Like, ain't nobody play me, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta keep this image. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not to be playing with or none of that. You feel me? But that was my image. Like when I first came, zero tolerance for any type of disrespect and anything like that.
Okay. All right. So look, I don't want to backtrack too far, but for the people, you know what I mean, that may not understand, I know what you meant when you said processing, but from my understanding, you know, that's a place that, you know, at the beginning of your bid, you go to a certain prison, they kind of, you know, decipher, you know what I mean, where you're gonna do your time at, and you stay there. If you could, man, how long did you stay there before you actually, you know, went to the, you know, to your first prison that you know, where you're gonna start your bid at?
I was probably there for like a month and a half.
Okay.
A month and a half.
Now, was it a big difference from your first day at that prison compared to your first day at, like, you know, a real prison?
Oh, I don't know really, because when I was in process, everything was like pretty much laid back. It was like they had a bunch of old guys, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They had a bunch of old guys, so it was pretty much laid back. But when I went to the first prison I went to, was like youngsters. It was just straight ran by youngsters. Okay. It was a whole different ballgame.
Okay. All right. So you know, the guys that I interviewed, you know, in North Carolina, and you know, some of the guys that I actually interviewed, guys who were active or whatever. From my understanding, like when somebody coming in with a, you know what I mean, with a lengthy sentence, like they go to certain prisons or whatever, compared to like where they would go at, you know, if they were doing like anything under 20. Is that kind of like a similar setting for y'all down there?
Nah, see, they don't do it no more. They used to, but see, when I came in, they put all the youngsters in one prison. Like it was like what, 16 to like, I think it was like 16 to 20.
Okay.
Nah, 16 to 19. Yeah, 16 to 20. Or it was 16 to 20. Then they moved it to 16 to 21. Once you turn 21, you will move to like grown man.
Okay. All right. So man, I gotta ask you this, man, because it kind of ties in, man, to the title of the book and with your journey, you know what I mean, so far. So like you said, man, the way that you came, not really caring, man, because like you said, man, you know that, you know what I mean, you thinking that your life was over, man, everything that you've been through, you know what I mean, physically and mentally or whatever. Like on the last video, people didn't get a chance to see that. You shared some of your you know what I mean, your memories about a ride that you was in. So what was it, man, that made you able to, you know what I mean, to shake that feeling that you got like, man, that you gotta, you know what I mean, it's light at the end of that tunnel, whatever.
I'm well, I had gotten a situation, man, where it was almost like, yeah, it's almost like my life was on the line. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing I did. It was just the people I was rolling with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, I wasn't telling nobody. So basically, whatever came with them, it came on me too. But God ended up saving me from it. I ain't get hit. But and I seen how people turned on me. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that was like the same guys that, as I coached and looked out on, they was ready to put a knife in. They was ready, waiting on a call. And I was like, so once I got past it, I was like, man, this some bullshit. This is some bull, bro. Like, hell no. Like, I'm gonna switch up on you that quick if I was another person worried. And I went to lockdown for a minute. I just had enough time while I was sitting in lockdown. Like, man, it gotta be something else I can do, man. I can't. This ain't it. Like, this ain't it. And then, like I talked about the other time, the prison ride happened, and I was just like, man, fuck it. I was like, man, fuck that, man. I gotta get right. I just started distancing myself, reading, working out, meditating. I just started seeing my true potential. You know what I'm saying? I started thinking outside of prison. And I started reading books by guys that's been in prison and they got out and elevated. I was like, shit, I'm trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I just started reading and learning and putting my own twist on the
head. Right. Definitely, man. Definitely. Hey, look, man, I definitely you know what I mean, I appreciate you you know what I mean, from the start, man, reaching out, man, like, you know what I mean, being able to build these projects with you, man. Like I said, man, like I enjoy working with you, man, and I'm definitely somebody that's rooting for you, man. I don't want you to stop, you know what I mean, fighting a good fight, man, because at the end of that tunnel, the same way that you the same way that you flip the switch, man, and start looking at things positive, man, that's just a sign, man. Like the name of the channel and everything that I see, man, we all got more to live for, man. So I definitely think you know what I mean. So yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you being able to do these projects, man. And it takes, man, like, you know what I mean, being in your situation, man, everything that you've been through, it takes a lot, man. Once again, I gotta commend you for being able to, you know what I mean, being able to do these books, man, and you know what I mean, and your clothing line and all that, man, because like, no disrespect to nobody, but like, everybody make music, you know what I mean? So like, you being able to do that and also being able to think outside the box, I think that, you know what I mean, make you a little different than most. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but like I said, I don't respect to nobody, because it's some good music behind it.
You mentioning that, I was pushing my music tough, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, dang, I'm like, man, it gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'm gonna do some more, I'm gonna do something, you know what I'm saying? So I just started researching in different fields. It's like, man, I'm gonna do something more. But you're gonna have some people that mess with me for my music, and some gonna support me for my book, some gonna support me for my clothing brand, you know. And then I started learning I was studying about sales funnels, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, I can put all that all on sales for them. They just make all that time one.
Right.
Feel me? So yeah, I don't, because I feel like I put a cap on my brain too long. I don't never put it in my head like, if I see you do something, I'm be like, I want to see if I can do it. Put my own little spin, my own little twist on it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. That's how it is. And then like you said, some people rock with you for your clothes, for your books, and your music. But like the people that it's gonna be like a pleasant surprise. Anybody just come in off of one particular lane, you know what I mean? They're gonna be able to say, "Damn, he do this, he do that," you know what I mean? So I respect the grind and the hustle, you know what I mean? So I definitely want to take time to, you know what I mean, highlight that for real, bro.
All right.
Hey, look, man. So I'm gonna wrap things up, man. You know what I mean? Your safety is number one for me. You know what I mean? So you being able to do this and the time that we've been able to rock so far is more than enough for me. So I definitely before we wrap things up, man. If you could, man, I want you to shout out every book that you publish and everything
All
that you
right.
got in store and you know what I mean in the works already, man.
All right, man. Y'all can go look on Amazon. All thing you have to do is type in my name, Alfred Darnell. You put in there Alfred Darnell, all my books will pop up. I got a book, Know Thyself. It's 10 guidelines to master myself and become successful. And then y'all see on the screen, I got another one. It's my second book, From Banger to Businessman. It's just really telling you how to start your own business and how to keep it afloat, how to scale your business, and just basically everything that I researched and learned. And it's really mostly about for me coming from a gangbanger to a businessman. My third book is it's a romantic urban fiction novel called Pineapple Passion. It's gonna be a trilogy. So I got the first book already on Amazon, and the second one is on the way. It's gonna be a third one. So y'all go check that out and support. I appreciate it. I thank y'all in advance for those that is gonna go check it out or whatever. If you do purchase it and check it out, I need you to leave me a review. I don't care if it's positive or negative. I need a review.
All right, man.
I can take it.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Hey, look, man. Keep grinding, man. Keep grinding. You definitely got my support, man. You know what I mean? Anything that you working on, definitely gonna get broadcasted on my channel, man. That from the music to the novels, everything in between. You know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate you for doing this, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up, man. Anybody you want to shout out before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. I want to shout out to my brother Emmanuel. Want to job over there. Appreciate you holding me down. Shout out to my lady partner and pretty much shout out wife.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I definitely appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate that, man. For real, man. Free you, man. Free all the guys, definitely, man. Keep doing that good,
Free all the
man.
guys.
And like I said, bro. Hey, man, you got my number, man. So hey, my line, man. It ain't just gotta be a YouTube video get made. You feel me? I'm fighting for you for real. So
Definitely, bro.
hold me to it. You feel me? Simple as that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap.
I much appreciate it.
Hey, for sure. For sure. Straight from the heart. Straight from the heart. For real. We'll wrap things up, man. It's been another edition of More to Live For, the Voice of the North. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit like on this video. Drop a comment, man. Go ahead and get this conversation rolling, man. Anybody that's new, welcome to the channel, man. Hope you enjoyed this special edition of More to Live For. We'll wrap things up. I am the Voice of the North. Why settle for less? My last name more.